Hello friends, Assalamu alaikum. This is Sajid Haider, your investment partner here in Batumi, Georgia, and my colleague Mr. David is with me. So we are going to talk about the real estate market of Georgia, but particularly Batumi. It is an emerging real estate market where if you invest today, tomorrow you will be happy with your investment. I can clearly see that the big brands of all hotels, their branches are here in Batumi because Batumi is a touristic city, and Sheraton, Hilton, Ramada, all the big names are here. So you can clearly understand they believe that the future of Batumi and Georgia is very clear to them, and that's why they are bringing their $1 million investment here in this city, Batumi. So my colleague Mr. David is going to tell you about the investment opportunities as well as the process, how it will be going once you are here to invest in the real estate market. Particularly we will be talking about the prices as well. So Mr. David, first of all, I would like to ask you, what do you see the future of Batumi, Georgia in next 5 to 10 years?
Of course. I would like to share a few details with you. First, the Batumi is the emerging market, so we are going through the real estate boom, I would say, at this period. Because as I mentioned, the Batumi and the Georgia itself is playing the very important Silk Road in between Asia and Europe. So there is many different foreign investments coming in here. In terms of logistics, in terms of real estate, and in general, Batumi and Georgia is becoming more and more international. So of course, with this way, we are attracting a lot more clients, investors, clients, just people who want to live here in general, internationally. So if we are talking about the investment, as I mentioned, this is the emerging market, and the value of the any type of property, if you will buy it today, it will just increase tomorrow. So there is different factors why it will increase tomorrow.
Okay.
One of the main factor is as I mentioned, the emerging market. So the capitalization rate and also the demand of the tourist arrivals is increasing year by year. So of course, with that case, the ROI that you get return of the investment, year by year, the prices are going up. Price per square meter, and in general, there's more investments coming in here. So of course, when there's more demand, well, prices are going up.
So if someone is going to invest here in Batumi, what is the guarantee by the government? For example, in Turkey, in Dubai, the government is actually backing up the real estate market. So here in this country, what do you see that government is like at the back of this real estate market,
Yes.
this sector, or once someone is going to invest some money in this city or in this country, first of all, they will be looking for the capital security. Yani, I'm going to put $400,000 or $1 million. So first thing, I would like to be secure about my investment. So what is the security by the government or by the developer?
I will mention a couple different details with this. First, for Georgia in general, it's not about just real estate. The guest is the gift from the God for us. So if there is anyone who is coming in internationally to Georgia, government as well as the people who you'll be working with is making sure that the process from A to Z is going smoothly. So there is different factors. For example, in terms of the temporary residence permit or the permanent residence permit, if anyone will invest $100,000 and more, they have all the rights to apply for the temporary residence permit. So of course, if the criminal history is clean and if there is no other restrictions that this person had in other countries, then person can easily apply for the temporary residence permit.
So is there any option to open an escrow account? For example, in Dubai, if you don't have any trust to your developer, you put your money into escrow account, and the escrow account is actually guaranteed between the developer and the buyer. If the developer is not going to deliver the project in time, the buyer can have his money back. So
Yes.
is there such kind of security by the government as
Of
well?
course, by the government, we can be honest and we can stand up for ourselves. So
Okay.
I will just mention what we as a developers,
Mm-hmm.
how is the process.
Mm-hmm.
So it's written even in the any housing contract that we are selling that if the developer will be late for the construction for 1 year
Mm-hmm.
or more, any buyer has all the rights to request the full money guaranteed back.
That contract will be in English and Georgian, both
Yes,
languages.
yes, both languages, and the contract can be just terminated, and then the buyer has all the rights to ask for all the money that they invested into this
So
project.
do you advise that one should make this contract through the help of lawyer? For example, I'm a
Yes.
buyer. I want to buy something, so I should have to hire a lawyer so that he can guide me. He can study and read the contract because I do not
Yes.
Familiar with the Georgian law.
Of course, I
So
fully
if
understand.
if it is, then what is the legal fee of the lawyer normally in this city?
I would say that first we have our lawyers team, so everything, any type of information that we are giving out, this is signed and stamped not just from our lawyer but
Mm-hmm.
from the Georgian government, because then this information is being sent
Mm-hmm.
to the specific
But
bureau.
your lawyer will be
Yes.
protecting your rights, not
Uh,
as a buyer. I
yes.
have to take my lawyer who can protect my rights.
Even we as a company can recommend the lawyer services here because there is notary bureaus. You can of course go visit,
Okay.
and you can hire a lawyer there as well. There is no problem with that.
Okay.
Because we didn't have this case yet, to be honest, that anyone was dissatisfied with our service or the way we work. So nothing has been, let's say, went to the lawyers to discuss the case. But in general, from our side, of course, this is very important for us to be 100% legit, to have the trust of every client and every partner. So this is in our best interest not to
Like-
make any complications to
Yeah,
the case,
yeah, yeah.
right?
So I have another question regarding the buying process.
Yes.
Normally, I can see that there are all projects they are giving like some payment plans. For example, 20-30% you can give down payment, and rest of the money you can get installments 2 years, sometimes 3 years, 2.5 years. So how it is going to get the title deed on my name? What is the transfer process? Can you please explain
Of
it?
course. First I'll mention that we're working internationally with many different countries and partners. So of course the payment process is very easy because we try to make it easy for international people. Our payment plan is 20% down payment,
Okay.
and then the payment is spread across 40 months.
40 months.
40
Okay.
months. And it's up to every client if they would like the payment plan to be done monthly or quarterly. So they can pay once every 1 month or 3 months.
Okay.
Yes.
So once I'm going to pay 20%, I will be getting my contract on my name and
Signed
it is
from our side, everything is signed and stamped. And of course, once we will receive the signature from the buyer side, then that's it. That's the finished
So
deal.
if someone doesn't want to come here
Yes.
and he wants to buy it remotely through the power of attorney, is it possible as well?
Yes, of course. That's how most of our apartments are being sold.
Okay.
And the way we do it is that we just connect you with the after sales department, and then everything else with any type of information that you need. If there is any changes with the project, not from our side, right? But in general, if there's any questions, after sales department is answering any of your questions. So
As
the process is quite
as
smooth.
it is a touristic city and
Yes.
as well as country, so if someone is going to invest and he is going to buy an under construction project, once it is ready, for example in 2 years or maybe 2.5 years, so what do you think, who will be managing this property? Because if he doesn't want to shift here, if he doesn't want to live in here, so is your company going to manage that
We are
property?
taking the full management,
Okay.
of course, if the buyer would like it. So basically, in this management, we are taking the 30% of annual income.
30%
as a
of
fee.
the net income or the gross income?
The gross income.
The gross income, okay.
Yes. And in that case, even the client doesn't have to pay $1.20, which is the common cost for for all the infrastructure which inside the project, right?
Perfect.
So in that case, we are taking the full responsibility of renting out apartment, maintaining it, and in general, once a buyer would like to visit, of course, they can just let us know in the earlier notice, and we will just free the apartment for them.
So
But
they can live in their own property.
Yes, in general, Octo is taking house of the full process. There is just 10% income tax annual and 30% management fee, and the rest 60% is the pure net income that every buyer gets annually. And our recommendation is to rent out the apartments in the busy season daily, which is mostly from the middle of April until the middle of October.
Okay.
And the rest is to rent out apartment for the half year. So in that case, this is the maximum ROI that you can get yearly from the apartment.
So if we calculate the rental income in touristic season
Yes.
and out of touristic season, what will be the, in general, percentage of the rental income which we can say, okay, that is the net income for the buyer after maintenance, management fees, 30% minus. So after paying the tax, this is okay, this is my glass. No, nobody is going to share anything from out of it. So
Yes.
what will be that?
All right. So we have studio and one-bedroom apartments, and we have the ROI calculations based on the apartment type, of course. Yeah, and the way we calculated this information is through the tourist demand in that area where we are located. Also, the prices in today's terms, and in general, how demandful this location is. But of course, the numbers what I will share with you today, it should increase, and it will increase by the end of by the second quarter of 2027 when our construction will be finished. So for the studio apartment, the expected ROI is from 6 to 8%. This is net, of course. And from the one-bedroom apartment, it's 10 to 12%.
10 to
Of course, it depends on different, I would say, options that how the apartment will be rented out, if they would like to rent out with us as an Octa management team or by themselves, because of course if they will take the full responsibility of the apartment, then the ROI will be much higher than this 30% fee.
One very important question, after I have paid all the management fee, I have paid all the taxes, everything, I want to get my net income now.
Yes.
So where do you where you will be going to pay me, into my Georgian bank account, or how you will be paying me? And also, is it easy to open a bank account here in Batumi?
Yes, it's very easy to open the
Very
bank
easy.
account for the individual person. Of course, if you'd like to open an account for LLC, of course, you first
Of
need
course, it
to-
will be
yes,
some
it's a longer
legal-
process.
yeah.
But if you're talking about any foreign citizens, they can open the bank account here. There is
Okay.
no issue with that. And in terms of the payment process, right? This is all agreed upon with our after sales department.
Okay.
So of course we still have a couple years to go before we reach that stage. But once we do, any buyer will just share the information how they would like the apartment to be managed by themselves or by our Octa team, and the rest, of course, they will just share their bank information where they would like to receive the amount, if they would like to.
So,
Let's say,
so
handle
our
the
company is
apartment.
having different department, for example, sales department, after sales department,
Yes.
legal department, and property management department.
Of course, the marketing department also have the
The
project
marketing
manager,
department. Okay.
engineering manager. We have a very big team. And
Perfect.
Of course,
Perfect.
it's a very big and
So
strong
we
team.
can serve you if you are interested to buy something here. We can, serve you from A to Z process. And the good thing is that I wanted to tell my audience in the end of this video is, if you are looking for investment here in Batumi, Georgia, we are here to host you. We will pick you from the airport. We will arrange your accommodation. We will arrange your food. After that, we will be arranging your property visits, and your buying, your transfer, your management of the property, and all your legal services we will be going to provide you. If you are interested to buy in here, just do contact us on our WhatsApp. We are here to serve you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.